10 months have passed since the first Russian bullet landed in Ukraine territory. Questions do not seem to stop. Interestingly, India has been at a receiving end of the most of these questions. It is the journalist posing these questions again and again, but neither Russia nor Ukraine ever utter a word against India. Hi and welcome to TFI Post. I am your host Shikhar Tripathi. If you are watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. If you are watching us on Facebook, do like, share and follow the page. Let's begin with the video report. One could understand the reason for Russia not asking India for explicit support. India has been buying its oil and indirectly helping Russia to crank up its revenue. However, the puzzling question is why Ukraine would not speak against India. Turns out Ukraine has also benefited from India during the war. One of the main reasons why Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant is safe is because India jumped in to diffuse the tension around it. Similarly, India also played a key part in chalking out a grain deal between Ukraine and Russia. The remarkable thing is that India played its part in a quiet way. It did not thump its chest around, like Americans have been doing by parading Zelensky in their Congress. The world got to know about India's role not when America or any of its friends tried to irk us. The information was laid by Dr. Jaishankar in a carefree fashion in Austria. He said this to Die Presse's newspaper and calmly moved on to tackle other questions. When asked about the credit for mediation, Jaishankar replied, "No, but it's not a question of who gets the credit as mediator and makes the headlines for it." That is some graciousness on the part of a country which has been at a receiving end of the West's hate for having an independent foreign policy. When the war kicked off, the Western Bloc expected India to take their side. However, India decided to have its independent foreign policy, which was unacceptable for the West. This impulsive reaction about India's neutral stance was filled with hypocrisy and explicit cognitive bias. India's abstention at a multilateral forums like UNGC, UNSC and IAEA, among others, sent Ukraine lobby in a jiffy. Americans came after us with their age-old tactics of showing India having poor human rights and minority records. India was threatened of no support when China would launch a similar offensive against us. Side by side, West support for Pakistan grew. Even Kashmir was used to threaten India. Age-old narrative of Kashmir issue can only be resolved through UN mediation was pushed. India calmly dealt with all of it. Dr. S. Jaishankar became a rock star all over the world, simply for the sake of representing India's cause in a nonchalant fashion. On China's question, he effectively told the West that India does not need them. On Pakistan's question, he reminded them of their past support for the military nation. On buying Russian oil, he informed the willfully ignorant Western media that inflation and hunger is not only a Western phenomena. Other ministers, including former diplomat Hardeep Singh Puri, also took the charge. On CNN, he told a large section of the global population that the Indian government does not interfere with the independent choices made by Indian companies. While all this was going on, Russia and Ukraine did not criticize India. Even when PM Modi told President Putin that it is not an era of war, he did not object to it. Putin has been talking to PM Modi on phone about the crisis. Similarly, apart from few and far statements from over-enthusiastic juniors, Ukraine has largely recused itself from criticizing India. Like President Putin, Zelensky has also been talking to PM Modi over phone. With their silence, both countries have been vindicating India's role in the peace process. Now, with the G20 and SCO presidency, let's hope India end the mess between both countries.